Yeah.
Ah! Sorry, I was possessed by something just then.
Oh my god.
Claire. Mordenkainen has found the Ambrose estate. It's in an upper district of Valhaven, a place that only the rich live, where they get to sit high in their towers while those in the streets starve. All throughout this city that you've walked, there have been people in alleyways, civilians going to and fro, carriages and cars, business. A thriving city. But here, in this rich quarter of the city, people stay indoors, locked away, hidden. Rain patters the cobblestone streets, and across a hilly subsection of turns and curves, we find a luxurious manor with tall iron gates blocking the 3-story home before you. A hedge garden surrounds this intense, luxurious building. Outside, there are a couple of 2 gargoyle statues standing still next to the large iron fence gate. What would you like to do, Claire?
I'm basically outside the manor.
Mm-hmm. You're outside the front gates. All is still and quiet.
There's nobody outside.
The only thing out here are the 2 gargoyles, one to the left, one to the right, that seem steadfast, next to the entrance. A cobblestone pathway that leads upstairs to 2 large front double doors, a patchwork garden, some fountains, large bay windows.
Can I look at the gargoyles?
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception for me.
Okay. Okay, I got a 20.
Is that a dirty 20 or a nat 20?
Dirty 20,
With
yeah.
a dirty 20, I think you can tell they haven't moved yet, but these gargoyles are sentient and alive.
Oh, okay. Huh. Mordenkainen's with me, right?
Yes, yeah. And I think at this point, like while you're looking at the gargoyles, he said,
"Well, this is it, Claire. We are finally here."
ask Mordenkainen, have you been here before?
Nope, but I saw it on a map.
Okay. So, I ask him again, do you know the best possible way in?
Well, I would imagine, as all of our kin are being called forth, we can just walk right in.
Okay. No. Okay, I'm gonna go up the, it was up the stairs, right? And there's 2 doors that I can pick from.
Yes. So walking, the gate swings open with the creak. You walk up these cobblestone, like this pathway, these stairs. You find before you like double doors, like large, magnificent, deep red
Okay.
wood. I think there is implanted on both doors this intricate pattern of roses and vines. 2 large iron knockers hanging from the doors.
Alright, I'm gonna go through the door.
The door opens. Before you is a lavish foyer. The ground here, a deep maroon. There are a couple of ways to go in here. There's immediately, like in this foyer, 2 stairs that go up and meet to like a balcony that overhangs. And you can tell from like up there, there's like 2 hallways, one to the right, one to the left. Then down here, there's a hallway immediately underneath that forward balcony, and then there is also a hallway to the right. And immediately to the left, there's kind of like this sunroom of sorts with like a large bay window. There are like small statues of dogs and cats and things beside like a large couch there.
Is there anybody inside as I come in?
You can hear people like talking, but they're muffled, kind of like in all directions. Like any way you go, there will be people, just not here in this main entrance, apparently.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go immediately to the left, which was the sunroom, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go inside there.
Yeah. I think as you enter, again, there's nobody in here. I think this is like, there's maybe some potted plants. There's an old-style painting on the wall of what appears to be an exterior shot of Valhaven from farther away, to the point of seeing like the bay and the ocean.
Is there anything of use for me here?
Roll a quick perception check.
Oh my gosh, okay. An 11.
With an 11, you do notice that some of the like seating here, the love seat, is stained in blood. It's long dried.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave this room and then I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to the other room that's on the main floor.
Okay,
Underneath the staircase?
like on the main floor, we have like a route forward from the entrance that goes under the balcony, and then we have a hallway that was right from the main entrance, and then you have the stairs that go up to the second floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the room to the right then.
Okay. Walking into this room, there's like these windows to the right with curtains kind of over them. You find before you a lavish dining hall. You can see like kind of this red and black tilework floor, this large mahogany table that's probably a good like 15 feet in length, and you can see a good dozen or so people here, all vampires, dressed in suits and old Victorian style clothing. Laid out on the table, there are a handful of dishes, all red in color. Give me one moment here. Puddings, dips, cocktails, a large red fountain at the center, like a cheese dipping station, with strawberries and all sorts of other fruits. Um, there appear to be about a dozen vampires here who are just casually dining and enjoying themselves. There is a pathway across the way from here, like going left, but that's like a shut door. I think the smell hits your nose immediately. The liquids here are in fact fresh blood.
Do they notice me as I walk in?
I think as you enter, some people look to you. Maybe someone like scoffs, but doesn't really seem to say anything, and they continue to dine on red velvet cakes.
I think Claire would kind of like gulp a little bit at the sight of what's happening, like almost like involuntarily.
Yeah.
Like she almost seems like drawn to like all of the lavish like food, quote
Right.
unquote, that they have.
Yeah. I think you salivate a bit for sure.
Yeah. But I try to look away, and then I think I'm gonna go to the other room to the left.
Okay. Is this the room in here to the left, or like the room that
Yeah.
would have been... Okay. So... Holy shit, huge. You find a kitchen. In this kitchen, there is a larger man, heavier set. He would appear dwarven if you didn't know this guy's clearly a vampire, right? He appears to be hacking up a whole human, like a guy, on a large butcher table. Behind him, there are cabinets and fridges. Above him, a set of tools and like kitchen utensils. He has on his like butcher's rack just a regular dead human guy, fully in the nude, and he's just chopping this guy up, clearly long dead.
Just kind of look at him, and then I just turn back around. I just let him do his thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think I would close the door.
Okay.
And then I'd probably leave this room, not really saying anything to anybody.
All right.
I think I'm gonna finally go to the room underneath the foyer, the room straight ahead.
Yeah. You walk through it's almost like a tunnel, right? Like there's like an overhang, you go under, there's a wall of paintings, all depicting what appears to be relatively human people, with kind of this tanner skin, with dark colored hair, all in different like regalia. The youngest of these, the last photo on your walk, having long dark hair with white streaks. He has a scar running across his left eye. You exit this sort of hallway, and there is another large sunroom, more of a lounge, really. In this lounge, we see a dozen vampires again, laying about as it's midday. You can see what appear to be knocked out, sedated, in some kind of trance, 3 humans, real humans. You can smell their fresh blood. And some vampires are kind of like leaning in on them, drawing blood from their neck. You also see, centermost of this room, on a lavish couch, sprawled out, almost in like a drunken stupor, with one of these humans, her hands running across their body as she is drawing blood in from their neck, this elven woman, and Natalia.
Oh. Fuck. Do they notice me as I walk in?
Some of the vamps do, but Natalia seems enthralled by this elven woman that she is currently draining.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to do. I guess I want to leave. Okay, I'm gonna just say something. I just kind of like say something to her. I don't know what, but I get her attention.
You just say like, "Hey, what is this? What does this look like, Claire?"
Um,
Not the
uh,
hey.
yeah, I think Claire would probably be so shocked to see Natalia right away that I kind of just say like you. Don't really.
As
It trails off.
Claire, the words utter from your mouth, and I think from her bloodlust, she kind of like leans up in shock. Her eyes widen. The elven woman with her is in some kind of trance. Her eyes glazed over. Natalia looks at you. What are you doing here?
Um, Rose was calling for everybody. I just thought that um, I would see what was going on.
Well, we're all trying to figure out what Yyandril called us here for. He's meant to give a speech here in about half hour, I believe.
Um, is there any way I can talk to him sooner?
I mean, all of us would like to speak with him in private, but a lesser thrall like you shouldn't have alone time with a master like him. Like he would even consider your existence.
Um, does she notice Mordenkainen with me as well?
She does. I think she kind of shoots him a glare.
Okay. I don't know what to do because like I don't want to like fight her, but I feel like Claire probably would. I okay. I think I kind of just stare at her for a while.
Um,
Then I'm gonna try to leave the room.
I think as you're staring at her, she kind of like sits up, moves the sedated elven woman out of the way, who kind of doesn't have any reaction. And she's sitting up fully. What do you want from me, Claire?
Um, I don't want anything from you. You've already took everything from me.
She rolls her eyes at that.
Claire's just visibly getting probably more and more upset. She's kind of fighting these crazy instincts in her right now to just start swinging.
Just start blasting.
Um, she kind of says under her breath, like, I want you dead."
Are you trying to like hide that? Are you whispering that?
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll stealth.
Oh gosh. Stealth. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I got a nat 1.
Quickly turning into bats and smoke, then reappearing in front of you, her hands on your collar, is Natalia. You want me dead? Then let's take this outside.
Okay. I just glare at her. Are we taking this outside?
Um, I think she goes to grab your hand, I think out of habit, to lead you. But then you notice she like kind of pulls her hand back to herself and is like just kind of glaring at you and says, "Follow me."
Okay. I follow her.
Mordenkainen goes to follow you, and she looks at him and says,
Trader can stay here as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. I just tell him this is between me and her, and then I just reassure him that I'll try to be fine.
Mordenkainen looks at you with a concerned look and just kind of slowly nods.
Okay.
She leads you through a back door and out into a lavish garden. Give me one moment, I'm sorry. There is intricate tile work on this pathway, almost telling a story of a family's lineage. There are two fountains, one to the left, one to the right, each almost looking like desolate towers in the gardenscape. Hedges and flowers, both of red and orange, strange colors for plants to be, especially hedges. And the dark gray skies are undercut by the foliage here. There's a pathway that leads to a small gazebo and a pond, though she stops before she reaches that. Just here on the tile work, you can see behind a hedge maze on the other side. She turns and she looks at you with anger in her eyes. Is that why you've come here? Because you want me dead? Because you want to kill me, Claire? You can't let go of me, so you have to kill me?
I think it's only fair. You took my life, so now I have to take yours.
You're still standing. You do understand that, right? If anything, I granted you immortality 1,000 lives before you, Claire. You should be grateful that I gifted you with this.
You tricked me. I never wanted any of this from the beginning. You lied to me.
Do you think you were the first?
Oh, my eyes just kind of like widen a little bit.
Going town to town, drinking blood, that's the lifestyle, Claire. Getting my hits where I can find them? You were just another in a long series of warm bodies and entertainment filled nights. But you're certainly the first to come knocking after I've ditched you.
I'm kind of just taking in everything she's saying. So you never cared about me from the beginning?
I mean, I cared about how you made me feel for a while anyway, and then it just got dull.
Um, yeah, I think this needs to end.
And you think
I think
that will end by killing me?
no, it probably won't be the end for real, but it'll be a start.
Uh, she steps back and holds both of her arms out, uh, like beside her, like with her arms outstretched.
If you're gonna kill me, get it over with. But I don't think it's gonna give you the closure that you really need, Claire.
Okay. Can I, oh God, can I try to, hold on, let me look at, can I just pull out one of my guns and try to shoot her, like point blank in the chest?
Yeah. You quickly draw one of your guns. Go ahead and roll firearms for me.
Okay. Oh gosh. Oops. Oh shit. My dice fell. Oh no. Okay, I got a dirty 20.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage for me.
And that is based on the gun that I used?
Yeah.
Or okay. Let me see. Let's see. 1d10. Um, 23?
Holy shit. Okay. This first shot, pang, right into like her rib cage. You see blood start seeping through her clothing, and she's taken aback and shocked. And let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh gosh, okay. Oh lord. Okay, I got a 10.
Okay, give me one moment here. I gotta put on the combat music. She just rolled a 19.
Oh my god. Okay.
You get this shot off on her. And I think then you see this kind of dark mist coming from her. And she is going to lunge on you and try to bite you. She rolled a natural 1. Holy shit. Way to fumble out the gate. She goes to lunge on you, and I think you know this move too well. You back up, and she goes like tumbling forward towards the tile work, manages to rebalance herself, and then turns quickly, glaring at you. It is your turn now.
Would you say she was moving away from me?
Yeah. I don't have a battle map. But yeah, she's moved maybe about like 10 feet away from you.
Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do? Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna use my seize the opportunity to attack her since she's moving away from
Hell
me.
yeah, absolutely. She just moves away from you, turns, and then you attack again.
Okay. I'm gonna probably use the same gun. So my Santa and 17.
17's enough. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Oh, sorry. Let me roll to hit, and then that was my damage.
Oh, that was your damage. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, I got a 14. I feel like that doesn't hit.
Yeah, no, that doesn't hit. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think you fire again. This shot echoing. You hear like birds off in the distance go flying. You miss, like it hits a pond off in the distance, and then it is her turn again. And she speaks before she lunges.
Is this really what you want, Claire? You had your heart broken and you resorted to murder? You weren't long for this world anyway.
She gets to attack twice, actually. I didn't realize that. I should have read shit. She goes to hit you. There's an 18 hit.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to take 11 points of damage. And I think like she just with her claws like tears at your neck.
Oh my god. Okay.
On her second attack, she's gonna lunge into bite. That's a. Hold on, I got a really 24.
Hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, she
God.
digs into your neck and draws 2 points of damage.
Okay.
It is your turn now.
Okay.
And she's like still on you here, like about to suck your blood.
Yeah.
Well, though you don't have blood, you're a vampire, but she's like mimicking that gesture.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I think can I like try to go at her face? Like, can I try to like gash at her face?
Absolutely. Are you just using like your hands?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm just
roll
using my hands.
unarmed for me.
Okay. Let's see. Where's my unarmed? Oh, I got a 10.
A 10? It's not enough, unfortunately.
10, yeah.
You're going to like try to like get her off. You hit her in the face, and I think like your hits just aren't doing anything. She's got that supernatural strength.
Okay.
She pulls away from you, leaving like a gashing wound in your neck. What can she do here?
You know, as much as I wanted you gone, I didn't want it to ever resort to this. You know that, right?
Well, clearly I don't. I say, kind of scoffing at her.
But now I have no choice. You went ahead and fucking shot me, Claire.
She rushes at you with both of her claws, attacking twice. That's a 21
Okay, yeah, that hits.
and an 18.
Yeah.
That's 11 points of damage.
Okay.
It is now your turn.
Oh my god, she's beating my ass. Okay. Can let me see what I got. Hold on. I want to use. Okay, I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna turn into a swarm of bats to try to like get some distance from her.
Hell yeah. I don't need you to roll. You can just do this.
Okay.
You transform into a swarm, and you go flying over. How far away are you going to go from her?
Maybe like 30 feet.
Okay. Which direction? I think either towards the manor or out towards like the gazebo where the pond is, or like maybe into like one of the fountains or the hedge maze.
I think I'm gonna try to get closer to the manor.
All right, you go flying over. Is that your action? Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Can I try to fire again?
Absolutely. Roll the hit for me.
Okay. I'm gonna try to use. Is this like an instance where I can use my ability Stunner? Like, if I were to miss this, well, would that work?
Yeah. I don't remember what stunner does, but I think like when you shoot, you.
It's like after attacking an opponent with a firearm, if you miss, your bullet still hits them and stuns them for 1 round,
Yeah. Okay.
effectively
So
making them miss their next turn.
when you shoot, if you miss, you can then activate that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to shoot, but keeping this in mind. So I'm gonna roll to see if I hit. Oh god. Regardless if I hit or not, I guess it's fucking fine.
Yeah.
As long as this bitch gets hit. Oh my god. Okay, I got an 18.
That's enough. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Bruh. Okay. The one time I wanted to miss, and it's like, no,
Never mind.
you're actually gonna. No, you're actually gonna. Okay, let's see. So. Oh god. Okay, it did 20 points of damage.
Hell yeah. I think this bullet goes flying, lands like directly into her skull, and it like knocks her back a couple of feet. She leans her head back and then back forward, staring at you, blood running down her face, and now she has like this crazed smile. And she goes sprinting towards you. You're not the first, you're not the last. You're not really that special, Claire. And she goes to hit you twice with her claws. That's in that one. That's an 18. So the second
yeah, that
one
hits.
hits and does 11 points of damage. So I think she runs at you, misses, you dodge out of the way, and then swipes up with her left claw, tearing into your stomach, and then draws her claw out.
Okay. At this point, whenever I did turn into a swarm of bats, I want to say I positioned myself like right at the doors, like right in front
Okay.
of the doors, the ones that we came out of.
Absolutely. I fuck with it.
Is it my turn to go?
Yes, yeah, it's your turn. I'm sorry.
Okay. I think I'm gonna open the doors.
Oh shit, you open the
Turn into-
door, right?
Yeah.
Something happens. And I was hoping that that you wouldn't have this. You see someone standing right there, almost like they were about to open the door. This figure demands presence, some kind of sense of dread emanating from them. This figure has long black hair, streaks of white, a sort of Victorian-style blouse tucked into long gray pants, and a book at their side. In faces we know, I will post what they look like. They stand there, emotionless, watching. As you open the door, they're looking at you in your eyes.
Sorry, can I get by you? I say that to the
This character tilts their head.
Can I ask you what you're doing in my garden? Spreading bloodshed?
I turn over to Natalia. I think it was this was her doing, and I point the blame to her.
He kind of sidesteps you.
Is this your doing, little Natalia? Attacking one of our thralls? You should know better.
You see he holds out a hand, and her knees crumple, and she falls to her knees screaming in pain. He looks to you.
I think my eyes kind of widen a little bit.
He looks you up and down.
Claire, would you like to deal with this yourself?
What do you mean?
He kind of looks back at Natalia.
I mean, I've been watching this whole ordeal. Perhaps you should finish the job.
I think Claire would try to retrace kind of what happened to see if she could like pick up this guy anywhere in the background. Like she's confused, but I think to go along with it, I tell him, okay. So I walk over to her. And then I kind of glare at her for a second. Does she say anything to me?
I think her eyes are streaming tears.
It was never supposed to be like this, Claire.
I start like shuffling for something under my coat, and I kind of tell her. At one point, I thought I loved you, but I can't do this anymore. It just hurts too much. And then Claire pulls out a gun, and I place it on Natalia's head.
I'm not even going to have you roll for this. Do you pull the trigger?
Before I do, I look back at the guy with the long hair. Does he?
This guy he's standing there. He looks emotionless.
Okay. It takes Claire a couple seconds, but I think she like almost feels sad for her, and then she pulls the trigger.
The gunshot reverberates. Birds fly off in the distance. Miles away, an echo of a gunshot is heard throughout Valhaven. Back here, at the manor, Natalia's body falls to the ground. Claire, for your accomplishment, I'm going to give you a luck point.
Oh my god. A luck point? Okay.
And just
Cool.
like that, we exit combat.
Okay.
If I can stop it, if it would let me stop it, that would be cool.
Oh my god. She's dead.
As her body lies there, this guy begins to walk towards you.
How do you feel, Claire?
I don't really know how to feel. I wanted to kill her so bad. Now that she's dead, it's just like nothing.
Don't let any of the kin make you believe you're less because you are a spawn. Sorry, I believe I failed to properly introduce myself. My name is Yyandril Ambrose.
And he holds out a hand for yours.
I shake his hand.
He actually isn't going to shake your hand. He
Oh,
grabs your
okay.
hand and he kisses it politely and like gets down on one knee.
If there's anything I can do to serve you, please feel free to ask.
And then he gets back up and lets go of your hand.
Thank you. I tell him.
Too many of our kind forget where the low of us sit, the thrall, the pup. They believe that there is a real hierarchy here. But truth be told, well, we're all siblings in arms fighting the same fight. Don't you agree?
Uh, I agree, but you see, I was made not that long ago, so maybe I might need a refresher. But who are we fighting against?
He kind of like begins walking, slipping his hands into his pockets towards that gazebo, towards the pond. And he's like kind of looking at you, expecting you to follow him.
Okay, I follow him.
Well, first and foremost, hunters. Monster hunters, that is. I'm sure you know a few, don't you, Claire? Those that would stand in the way of our progress, see us dead for being simply what we are. There are two worlds before us. The first, one where we get to live in harmony, where our people are safe, secure, and can build a life for themselves without the fear for harm to come their way. The second, the one we're in now, forced to hide in shadows, feed off cows and pigs, will humans tell their children that we'll steal them in the night. We've had to become what they've made us because of the situation they've put us in. Can you imagine a world where you can walk down to your local cleric and get a pouch of blood for healing, instead of having to sneak away in the night and find criminals to kidnap and drink the blood from?
Yes, that does sound rather nice.
I
Claire's kind of surprised that she would say that, though.
I would do anything to usher about that new world. And when I say fight, I don't mean start a war. I hope that's clear.
And he's looking at you with like a concerned look.
There is no need for pointless bloodshed. The only sacrifices we should make are the ones worth it in the long run. Sacrifices like that.
And he looks over at Natalia's body.
She stands in the way of our cause, tricking mortals like you once were and giving us a bad name. But now you find yourself amongst our ranks to see what happens to people like her. I hope that her death has made a point clear to you, Claire, that manipulators like her will not stand amongst our rank. Not in our new world.
See. Um, hmm. Has this been a goal for a long time?
He looks out to the pond.
As long as I can remember. Ever since those hunters killed my family. But I'm sure you know all about that. Everyone in the city knows all about that.
Well, what what happened?
Perhaps that's
What
a bit too much
hunters?
to share with someone I've only just met. I'll tell you what. I intend to host a small feast here in about.
And he like looks at a small pocket watch. Any minute now, really, I should be there. Why don't you join me for that feast? Have a drink, and you can peruse with the rest of us, and maybe you'll see my vision. Maybe then you'll see why I fight so hard. Won't you join me, Claire?
Kind of pause before I say, yes, thank you. Hope you don't mind, but I did bring someone with me. I just don't want you to be alarmed. They're somewhere in the manor
Yes.
right now.
I believe the one Natalia referred to as traitor, Morden Kane, the troublemaker.
Yeah, I hope he's not causing any trouble right now.
I hear people talk of him being some kind of traitor, though I'm not entirely clear on what traitorous action he has performed. As far as I'm concerned, he's just another black sheep in this family.
Um, Thank you. I guess I shall see you inside then.
Yes, give me about 15 minutes to the hour, and I will see
Okay.
you in the dining hall. Please feel free to enjoy the manor. It is for the whole family, after all.
Tell him thank you one more time before I even go in the manor. I just give Natalia's dead body one more glance.
Oh,
And then I walk back
I
inside.
should get them to clean that up, shouldn't I?
Uh, yeah, probably.
It's been a pleasure meeting you, Claire. I've been expecting your arrival for quite some time.
Kind of wonder what that could mean, but I don't really say anything.
Okay. You see he grabs the body, and instead of disappearing into like a dozen bats, he just turns into like a wisp of black smoke and just like goes flying through the doors.
Okay. I go in the doors as well.
Okay. You are free to explore the manor until you're ready to go to his little feast.
Okay.
I probably should change the ambiance back to like the inside music. Yeah. Holy fuck, Natalia's dead.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? She dead? Okay. Can I try to find Mordenkainen?
Yes.
You killed
Not
her.
that you killed her, lol.
Oh, you're right. Oh my
I can't believe she's dead. I pulled the trigger.
god. Well, I was gonna kill her anyway, but he made it really easy for me. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
try to find
yeah.
Mordenkainen.
Underneath, I think he's actually sitting on like one of the staircases, just like twiddling his thumbs, and he looks up at you, and he like stands up almost like at attention, and he looks worried.
Okay. Um, I go up to him.
How how'd it go?
It went better than I thought it would.
He hugs you like really tight.
Claire's kind of taken aback, but she also gives him a hug.
I'm glad that you're not the one with a bullet in your head.
Yeah. I think I just met that Ambrose guy.
Oh, you mean the master vamp? The man himself?
Yeah. He's not what I thought he would be.
How do you mean?
I don't know, but more nicer, I guess?
Huh.
I don't know why I don't know, something about him just isn't trustworthy.
Well, I mean, he's a noble and a master vampire, Claire. What did you expect?
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Here, you want to take a look around and see if we can find anything?
Yeah, lead the way.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go up a level in the manor.
Okay, there are two ways to go here. There
Okay.
is a large room to the left with like large glass doors that's clearly some kind of study with like a dozen bookshelves. You can see like through the glass. And the other is like a regular shut door.
Regular shut door. I'm gonna go through the door that's open, the one on the left.
Yeah, it's not open, it's just like the door is made of like two double doors made of glass.
Okay, I'll go through the ones made of glass.
Hell yeah. You open the door and you find this home library. Off to the right, there's a large study desk with a window that overlooks that garden you were just in. You can see on the like a bunch of books and like notes sprawled out across the study desk. It's like got a cabinet to the right with like 3 different shelves there. There's like a large bookshelf area with a dozen of books, some tables next to it with some books spread out there as well. You also see to the left, there is some sort of alchemy station with like a dozen vials, and there is a vial of that glowing red liquid that I think immediately catches your eye.
Okay. You know I'm gonna get to the vial, but can I peruse through the books for a little bit?
Yeah, would you like to check the bookshelf table or the study, like the actual study desk first?
I will look at the um let me think. There ones just like on shelves.
Yeah, there's like a bunch on shelves. There's a table to the left of the bookshelf that has like some books already out, some opened. There's also like visible bookmarks in most of these books.
Okay, can I look at the ones that are on the
Like the study desk?
desk?
Okay. What you see here... Actually, roll perception, I'm sorry.
Oh, perception. Okay. You know... Let's see. Perception. Okay. If I have advantage in perception, I roll twice and take the highest roll, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because that's what I've been doing, but... Okay, I got a 19.
Holy shit, okay. On this study desk, there's one open. You can see this is a book about blood magic. About ancient rituals to obtain invulnerability and other empowering magic, as well as siphoning life from others. To the right, there's a book about magic items, like a list of magic items. There's several books here, actually, about like important magical items throughout history. And you notice on top, with about 3 or 4 bookmarks in it, on this stack of books about magic items, there is a book that's in Dwarvish, and it looks very old.
In Dwarvish, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I take any of this? Like, can I take that
Yeah, you can
book?
take all of it if you'd like.
Okay. I think I will. I'm gonna take the old, like, Dwarvish book and, like, the book about blood magic.
Okay.
Is there anything else on the table?
Not on... I mean, there's, like, the table next to the bookshelf, but on this one... I mean, there's the cabinet.
Okay, can I look through the cabinet?
First and foremost, you see a poster for the gala, that same poster you guys have seen before. You can see a calendar with, like, that date circled. You also see... Holy shit. You see a small, glowing green lantern Can you roll a quick history check with advantage?
Yeah, history check with advantage. Okay. So I got a 10.
This lamp, this lantern, you feel like you've seen it before, but you can't place exactly where. It just looks so familiar to you.
Okay. Is there anything else of importance that I need to look at in here?
There is the table next to the bookshelf. And it has
Okay,
like
I'm
books on
gonna.
it as well.
Yeah, I'll look at that
And there's also
see the
the
books on that.
alchemy stuff as well.
Okay.
You see, first and foremost, books about vampire cures for vampirism. However, these books are caked in a heavy amount of dust, untouched.
I look through it.
Skimming through this book, it appears that the cure for vampirism has to do with holy magic, ancient holy rituals, cleansing ceremonies, and it's uncertain if these have ever actually worked. There's a reference with a note next to it to the Crucible. It just like mentions in passing like the Crucible might have answers, and on that note he wrote in Sunwinch ? But this is very old. Like this is covered in dust. He clearly hasn't touched these books in a very long time.
Okay. I think I'll leave that. Can I look at the alchemy stuff?
Yeah, you see a bunch of strange herbs and like glowing two glowing red vials of liquid. There's also some vials of blood here. You also notice, oddly enough, at the bottom left, there's just a vial of water.
Okay, can I take all the vials?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many vials was it?
I say you get like a total of like 5, with 2 of them being blood,
5.
2 of them being glowing red, and then an empty one, and then a water one.
Okay. And then, before I leave this room, I'm gonna look at the bookshelves and see if I can find possibly a 4th copy, is it, of Lord of the Wings?
Holy shit!
Would it be on this bookshelf?
Roll perception.
Oh gosh, okay. Please. Okay. With perception, I got a 14. Or, sorry, no, 18.
18. The 4th and final book of the Lord of the Wings saga. Lord
Oh
of
my
the Wings
God!
with the Revengeance. There it is.
Oh my
It's a massive book,
God.
though. I mean, especially compared to the others. This has to be at least 2,000 pages.
Okay, I'm gonna take that for myself.
Hell fucking yeah.
Okay, and then I think I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this room.
Okay. The only remaining room you haven't been in, I believe, is the one room across the way.
Okay, I'm gonna go to that one next.
Okay. You open the door and find a master bedroom before you. Lavish. A large queen-size bed with dark greens, a drapery over it, a large window that it, too, overlooking the eloquent garden of reds and oranges below. There's a small study desk with a lamp, a large walk-in closet to the right, and a painting on the wall of what appears to be a tower overlooking a medieval-looking town. It could be Valhaven.
This is like a bedroom.
I will denote,
Quickly.
the walk-in closet does have a light on.
Okay. I'll probably go to the closet then if there's a light on in there.
Okay. To the left, you can see racks of fine silk clothing running from ceiling to floor. It's thick. You can't see the back wall. To the right, there's a handful of coats, luggage, old boxes.
Is there anything in the boxes?
Rummaging around the boxes, you just find like old furniture, that kind of thing,
Okay.
like an old lamp.
Okay, I'll leave.
I will
Talk
denote,
with
just for
them.
you, just because Andre is awesome. The clothes to the left were so thick you couldn't see the back wall behind them.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna do a double take, and then I'm gonna look through the clothes.
As you spread the clothes in two, you find before you something very interesting. An arcane circle of some kind, a strange phrase in the center written in infernal, and 4 gemstones implanted like a slanted square at different points on the circle. It looks like these gemstones can be taken out and reslotted. These 4 gemstones are emerald, opal, pyrite, and nambulite, which is green, white, silver, red. And I'm gonna put here in the chat, that way it's here what
Okay.
these are, what, and they're capitalized. And then
Okay.
here are, sorry, it's a shimmering white. Um,
Oh, okay. Can I do opal first, and then pyrite, and then emerald, and then nambulite?
As you put them in this order, they glow a shade of green as you have successfully spelled out the word open. The wall behind slides up slowly. Standing there in a small divot is an empty armor stand, makeshift, made of iron. The back wall has 2 things. The first, an old photo of Valhaven, a strange tower of sorts. And then, to the right, a small, burned letter. It's still legible. The edges are crisp and aged. What would you like to do?
Can I look at the photos?
Yeah, looking at this photo closer, this does appear to be a very old photo of Valhaven a long time ago, but you don't recognize this part of the city. That tower does kind of look familiar, though. But this district, you've never seen it.
Okay. And what did you say what else was in here?
There's a letter. The edges burnt to a crisp, though it's still legible, worn with age.
Okay. I'm gonna read the letter.
I will put the letter here in chat for you to read aloud and for everyone else here to enjoy.
Oh, snap. My dearest boy, you shall come to find that there are those who want us gone, who despise our kind. They are merely jealous. We have found family where they often have only lost theirs. Do not spite them. Do not grow quick to anger. Show empathy. For hundreds of years, our kind has been trampled on, stamped out, kicked in. Men of woven kin, scale kin, skeletal nature, and kin of which was never asked to even be. Befallen tragedy of fate for our mere existence, a curse, a gift, nonetheless different. Those changed instead are the ones who deserve our rage, a rage within to do better, to be better, to turn our head when it's battered, to build a better home, a better world in turn. That same anger can be used, that energy transferred to create a much safer home for our kind. Do not be so idle and unthinking to reach for arms instead of Colk and hammer. These are the hands we were given, and we can use them to create a home worth fighting for. The city has enough rot. My son, do not contribute to the rotted carcass of dying populace. Instead, march forth towards a perfect dawn. A dawn that only we, ironically, can embrace and hope. In love. Yyandril Ambrose? Is that how you pronounce his
Yep.
name? Okay. Hmm. Can I take the letter
Oh shit!
and the
Yeah,
photos?
yeah. You take the letter. You take the photo.
God. Then I'm gonna try to put everything back as as it was before, so it looks like it hasn't been tampered with.
You mean like the letter in the photo?
No, I mean
Oh,
like,
you mean the clothes? Yeah.
yeah,
You
can I
slide the
shut
wall back
the
up. You see the dais spins, and I think the gyms actually like undo themselves magically and reinsert themselves in a different
okay,
order. You shut the curtain, make sure to leave the light on. Nobody was ever in here. And you head back out of the room.
okay. Um, I think I'm gonna probably start heading to the feast
Oh yeah.
now.
You head back into the dining hall. The table cleared now. The room bustling with maybe 30 people. You actually notice the table is gone. And they're kind of standing. There's like a makeshift stage that's been made in here. And people are kind of like forming a small crowd. You see Mordenkainen is like meeting you there.
Um, I just shoot him a glance.
Are you,
Is he like? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're okay.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, is he like close to me? Because I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah, he's close to you.
Okay, okay, okay. Were you able to find anything? I kind of say under my breath to him.
He flashes one of those red vials at you. I found. Oh,
Okay.
what's his fucking voice? I found this lodged in a couch cushion.
Okay. I also found some interesting things.
We can wait to discuss that back with everyone else, I think.
Okay, I agree. And then I'm like, we need to focus on getting through this feast without raising any suspicion towards us.
Okay. Out from a wall panel that slides, you see Yyandril Ambrose. Walking next to him, there is a man in handcuffs with a blindfold on. He appears to be actually an orcish man with kind of like this light gray skin, a mohawk. We, the audience, recognize him as Winston, the hunter from Severance's prologue session. Yyandril kicks this guy to his knees, and he falls limp. Yyandril looks to the crowd. My kin, my esteemed family, I have gathered you all here, heeding the call. Oh, shit, Claire died. Andrea, are you here?
I'm so sorry. My headphones just
No,
like died.
You're so okay.
I didn't hear anything that you said.
Okay. Yyandril walks out
so
of like a secret panel in the wall and walks out
Okay.
with a blindfolded orc guy. And
Okay.
we, the
Okay.
audience, know this as the hunter from Severance's prologue session, the father she met, the hunter she helped fight, the sirens.
Oh.
He like kicks this guy
Wait, the
down to his
very
knees.
first guy?
And he begins to make a speech to the crowd. My esteemed family, I have called you all here for your purpose, your true purpose, the reason we exist. Long ago, my family was lost, and I was forced to bring about a new era. Too long have we fought and squabbled in the dark. Too long have we feared their blades. This week, we make a change at the coming gala where our family is so invited to make a statement. Will you stand up with me, my kin? And there's a rousing roar from this crowd. In the coming days, the very nature of our world shall change color. No more hiding in innate corners. Our kin, united, shall be free once and for all, under a blood moon. I have been taking steps carefully to bring about the perfect future for us, and we need to do so with no war, no needless bloodshed. Soon, my kin, we will be free. In the coming days, I will give each of you individual tasks to prepare for our strike during the gala. If you'll stand with me, if you'll go down this path of righteousness, we shall gorge on this hunter's blood. But if you are afraid, too stuck in the past of my ancestors, leave now. Make your choice. Which path shall you walk down? And the crowd roars and cheers. You see, he takes the blindfold from the orc guy. His eyes go wide, and he's shaking with fear. Hunter, become prey. And he, lifts his hand. The guy is floating, and he tosses him to the crowd, who proceed to go wild on this guy.
Okay. I think I'm just probably gonna I'm gonna watch. I'm not really gonna try to get in the way right now.
You watch as dozens tear ligament from ligament, screams echoing throughout this grand hall, crunching of bone, tearing of flesh. It smells quite delectable, if the sight wasn't so gruesome. Mordenkainen turns to you with a concerned look.
Did you know about this, Mordenkainen?
I didn't think that he was doing whatever this is.
I try not to look at the gruesome scene. And I look over at Yyandril.
For the first time, you see he's broken that emotion. The whole time you've seen him here, he's remained stoic, but now there's an eerie, cheek-to-cheek smile and joy in his eyes.
Can I try to get closer to talk to him?
I think the crowd is kind of going crazy and in the way and very loud and obnoxious about it. And before you're able to approach him, he disappears into black smoke back through that paneled wall that shuts behind him.
Okay. I turn to Mordenkainen. Is there anything else that we need in this manor?
Not as far as I know.
Okay.
We found Natalia, right? You got what you needed here, right?
Yes, I did. I'm trying, there's mentally trying to leave the room, but I think physically she kind of, her hunger and her tiredness from the battle, I think kind of takes over her, and
Holy shit.
I think she it just takes over. She
yeah.
needs blood.
You give in to carnal desire. And you too, like your kin, like anyone else here, feast on one who has killed your own over and over again with no repercussion. And it's more than just hunger now. This is a predator, someone who stalks your kind and guts them, claiming to be a hero in the process. Who knows if the people he actually killed were really monsters? Who knows if he just saw a vampire as a vampire and gunned them down in a bar? There's something justified about feasting on this guy. Not only does this fill your stomach, cure your wounds, it fills you with a sense of pride, of belonging. Can you roll a sanity check, Claire?
Sanity check. Oh god. Okay. Let's see. So I'm scared. I got an 18.
Once your stomach is full, you back away. Blood dribbling down your chin. No, this guy's scary, right? I mean, whatever he's doing here, it's not good, right? You surely couldn't allow yourself to become a part of whatever this is, this family. Or could you? I mean, the choice is up to you.
Like, is that like a... Do I have to make a choice?
It's up to your interpretation, Andrea. Act as you will.
Okay. Okay. Kind of wipe my face, try to get the visible blood off me. Then, my head feels kind of, light. Like, I think drinking the blood almost put me into like a weird, like, euphoric state,
Absolutely.
almost. I'm a little high off the blood. Can't
Warden
think straight.
Kane watches this in gory detail. He grabs your hand and says, We really should get out of here, Claire. I don't think this is good for you.
Kind of stumble. Okay. And then I let him lead me.
Okay. The rain washes you clean of blood. Is there anything you would like to do before we fade out?
Am I in the courtyard again, like in the front of the manor?
Yeah, he's leading you out. I think your vision's kind of blurry. You're going side to side here.
Okay. No. I think I'm too disoriented to really try to do anything, so I leave.
Okay. As we pan up, we see Yyandril Ambrose watching from a window as Claire and Mordenkainen leave into the pouring rain. And we fade to black.